Okay guys, in today's video we will talk a little bit regarding how you can change any animations that you want in your custom vehicles. Okay, I gotta tell you, I am not master at it, I'm not even good at it. I just wanted to show you some real quick ways which might not even be the best ones, but if you want to change something like I did in my case. What I did wanted to put some medical seats for patients in this Jeep, so now they act like this. Okay, you see, here are the soldiers laid down. They don't need to be actual excuse me, though they don't need to actually be injured. Okay, but they will play the animation nonetheless. I have already changed these animations, they're not just like this yet. Again, so you can put the any player that boards these seats, they will execute those animations regardless their situations. Okay, please mind that the animations themselves do not make the seats to act as medical seats. I will show later on in the video how you can do that. It's very easy, it's very quick, and especially the only reason I could came in make this video is because I have found, let me see, this video from this guy. Okay, so if you have never dealt with animations in Arma Reforger Workbench yet, I strongly suggest you take a look at this channel, this guy here, Fountain Island Arma Life. Okay, he has at least these two videos which are great. So if you haven't messed with animation so far, I strongly recommend you take a look from this, at least these two videos of him. Okay, take a look. They have opened my mind a lot. They have pointed me straight to the places where I need to go to see whatever some of these tips I'm gonna show you here. In Arma 3, if you have ever played, we could do things like this. For instance, the animation that you set in your SQF file will be executed by the player or by the AI, whatever. Okay, like this. In this medevac I created for Hummingbird version, you will board the stretcher. Okay, just with an action, and this will play the animation that I choose to do. You see, don't actually, this is a mode, this is not. So here, let me see what I see. You see is laid down. Some animations I set up that may show you. This, for instance, a little bit from the side, you see, a little different. That you can do exactly the same thing or just similar thing in Arma Reforger, but in a different way. So this case, let me show you from the beginning. I will create a new example mode here, so to not mess my mode, this Mad Max one. I don't think, yeah, I don't see any other pictures to show you exactly what we are going to do here. So let's go. And again, thank you so much. The guys here in the Arma Reforger official Discord have helped me a lot. Okay, several savvy guys, they really know what they're doing, so don't be ashamed to come here and ask for some help. This is the main reason that I'm doing this small tutorial, so I can somehow repay the community for all the help that I have found here so far. So let's go. First thing, if you have never done, let's create a new the workbench here. Okay, I will create a new mode. Okay, just so I don't mess with my current projects. So create new project. You see, I am recording this video in July 2025, so it's a long time now. Arma Reforger already comes as a dependency. If maybe you have some experimental branch or some older version, you might need to click this as a dependency. Okay, let's create here animation vehicle animation tutorial. Okay, now then, first thing in this case, I will share here some real beginning tips. Maybe you have never dealt with this, but very quick. Okay, first thing we should think about which vehicles we will want to add these animations. In my case, as they are two of my favorite ones, they are easy to show you the things, to show you to change the stuff in them. I will override both the truck and the jeep. So let's see, vehicles in the prefabs, wheeled, the transport version of the jeep. Let me see, where are you? Transport version, transport, okay. I will duplicate, excuse me, I will override this one. Let me see, oops, I need to come here. Yeah, override. Okay, so you can do duplication as well, but so override will, whenever that I spawn that vehicle, it already will come my modded version. So override, let it here, and let's search for the truck. There we go. I will take my favorite one, the covered and open version, because it's easier to show you the modifications that I plan to do. Oh, it's not this covered. I think this one. Oh, the mark. No, I don't want the mark. There you go. Okay, so this one, let's duplicate it. Excuse me, override. Okay. Now then, usually you will do, let me close these ones, we don't need them. Okay, usually the standard procedure, one of the several procedures, is you click here or here and edit prefab. Okay, that's fine, that works. But in this case, as we will need several times, maybe two vehicles or more at once showing our screen, to copy the animations from one to another or something like that, I suggest that instead of using this this regular way, we create a new testing word so you can spawn them all in the same word to use to click whenever you want. So let's do this. Let's open here this MP test here, okay, where we are. Arma Reforger, words, MP from multiplayer, MP test, and this basic MP test. Okay, let's create it. Now then, we see we cannot save it because it's a locked word. So what we're going to do here, now that it's open, let's create a new one, subscene, and okay. Now let's save it inside our folder structure just for better organization. Okay, so we're going here to our mod folder. Let's create a new folder, words. Okay, oops, excuse me, I think I'm doing, let's create here. Okay, now we're going to save it, words. Oh, see bad things here. Let's create a new folder here, words. Okay, now inside words a new folder, tests. Okay, and now let's save our map here, tutorial testing grounds. Okay, you see, now we have, you see up here, it's saved, and now we can throw here all the vehicles that we want at once. This case wheeled. Okay, first thing I wanna show you, let's spawn two of them here. Okay, two jeeps. You see this mosaic icon here, it shows it's our overrider version. Okay, and okay, why did I show you who what did I spawn two of each here? Let's save. If you have never done this before, clicking one of them, you see here at the right, entity instance. Okay, and if you click, you can change the prefab instance. What is the difference? When you are dealing, every time you click you disclick, okay, deselect it or clicking another one. If you come back to it, it will return to the entity instance. So you gotta pay a lot of attention at this, because if you don't change what you want, it may not save the options as you wanted. Okay, what am I talking here? Every time you spawn, every entity is of course an entity. Every object is an entity. But if you are dealing with the entity itself, it doesn't mean it's going to change the prefab. Let me show you here. Let's go, for instance, in the slots. Slot, okay. Now you see these are external benches. If you don't understand much or nothing of this, you can see my other videos. I give you a better explanation regarding slots and all that stuff. Okay, so here we are, the bench. You see we are dealing here entity. So if I disable the bench, now the bench is gone. Here you can see over here in the back of the vehicle the bench is gone, but in the other Jeep the bench is still there. Why? Excuse me. I am dealing here with this entity, not with the prefab for the Jeep. So okay, oh, you see disable, but right here if I change for the prefab now, and the bench is returned here. So if I disable, you see, take a look of this as well. I am clicking this one, but I have selected to deal with the prefab. Take a look on that screen. Even if I click in this Jeep, you see there the bench here in the up, and when I disable, gone, the bench is gone. Why? Now I am disable the bench in all the Jeeps, of this prefab. Okay, keep that in mind, because again, I'm dealing with this one. If I deselect or click in another one, when I return here, it's already back to the entity. Okay, it's easier, even easier to show with this canvas for the truck or even for the Jeeps. Let's see if it has a canvas. No, it should have cargo. Okay, here's the cargo. See, I'm dealing with the entity instance. Now if I disable, only mess with this one, but let's enable again. Now if I'm dealing with the prefab instance and I disable, it messes with all of this prefab. Okay, I think that's very clear, so let's move on. Let's let these guys okay, let's pound them back again here, so we have now these original trucks. Okay, now then, to change the animations, we're going to need to search for animations manager here, component, excuse me. Now if you click, whenever you change, let's open here, stretch a little bit here, you see here it's showing us which animations, which files the vehicle is using. So we have to deal with this one of these files I'll show in a moment to change the specifics for this vehicle. Now, one thing that it took me a lot of time, I haven't noticed until a few days ago. Let's return to the Workbench. Okay, let's close it. If you go for any animation here, okay, let's return here. For instance, let me show this animation here. If I double the files we are going to need later on, we are going to link back each one of these extensions. Okay, but the files we are going to open is the .aw here. Okay, which is our main animation graph. So if I double click here, okay, it opens the animation graph. But if we go to the other vehicle and just double click, let's see here, double click, you see it replaced that animation graph. So what can I do here that I didn't know until a few days ago? You can have two animations editor open at the same time. It will help a lot to cycle between animations and previews and whatever. So instead of double click anything, what we're going to do, we can go, let me see if we can do this. Let's take the truck, double click, right click in this animation, which is the one, the animation graph for this truck. Right click, copy resource. Okay, copy this. Now we can go to Workbench. Instead of clicking here, we go to editors, animation editor, and when we open, we right click here and paste. You see, it takes us straight to the animation we want. Okay, now if you click here, you see we cannot change anything here. Why? Because this is the vanilla one, it's locked. It is not allowed to change. So here's the great tip that I took from this guy's video that I haven't ever realized we have that option. Okay, instead of doing duplicate whatever, we are going to here in the file, okay, duplicate workspace. Now what we are going to do, we are going to go create a new folder inside our mod, okay, in this case words, prefabs, forget about the words, this is something or this is wrong, okay, prefabs, let's see, in our mod here animation tutorial, prefabs, vehicle, wheeled, in this case we are talking starting the truck. Inside this folder, just click here and create a new folder named workspace, because this is the pattern, this is the usually folder the game itself uses for animation. Even if in the game we will you will not find animations necessarily inside prefabs. You will search here in animations or assets. I will show later on. Okay, so in this case, let's create the new folder workspace. Okay, here, oh excuse me, let's change it. I made prefabs, vehicles, wheeled, in the truck. Now new folder workspace, okay, and here clicking one time in workspace, let's give a name that we know that's going to be our animation graph, okay, our custom, our modded animation graph. In this case, M9 to truck custom, you can name it, excuse me, whatever you want, okay. Prior to copy, prior to save, copy this, okay, Control C in this case, give it okay, and now it comes back to the screen. You see it is going to give your name .aw, but before you click duplicate, just for good measure, I don't actually know if the game needs all these names be the same, but for good practices, let's replace everything that you see that is the vanilla animation name, let's replace for our one, okay. In this case, it's very important you don't remove this underline player, replace just the name of the vehicle. Here as well, you keep this underline vehicle, so replace just the part, and already you can just click here, you see, so it will already open your new animation here. You see, this is vanilla one, everything is locked. Now if you duplicate and I click anything here, now I can change whatever I want, and here starts the fun part, okay. So again, take a look up here, we are in the prefabs, vehicle, or animation, or custom, or truck custom animation graph. Prior to go further, let's already duplicate for the Jeep, right? So there we go, same process. If you want, okay, if you want, you can go straight, you can look, for instance, let's already open a new animation editor, okay, you see, and I still have open my other one, so I can easily cycle between them whenever I need to copy or to check some information from one into another, okay. So in this case, excuse me, in this case you could go here, no problem at all. If you wanna search, I will show you in a minute here, but for now, just to show you that we can do the same to the Jeep, let's click the Jeep. You see here it's still showing the truck stuff, so let's click any of these ones, they are in the same folder, right? So you can click in any of these search icons here. Okay, now we located the .aw here, right click, copy resource. Now we go to our animation editor, the empty one, okay, not the other one. Let's open, right click, paste, and you go straight to the zip files. Same thing, you can see, double click here for instance to check the animations, right? So let's see, if I want to see this animation, double click, it will show what's using. Okay, but you see you cannot change anything, so let's do the same process again. File, duplicate workspace, let's go to our mod, prefabs, vehicle, wheeled, let's check the Jeep folder, just click here, click create a new workspace folder, workspace, okay. Now, oops, did the same wrong mistake again. I'm forgetting to click create folder. Okay, new folder, workspace. Now let's choose our custom name, so M151 Jeep custom. Again, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, you see it already brought us our new name, so let's replace all of this, keeping those essential tests here, underline player.asi. There we go, let's replace it, there you go, there you go. Keep the underline vehicle.asi, duplicate, and there you go. You can click anything and you can edit anything in anything. No, it's not Sarah, sorry, anything. Okay, and there you go. Now we have here, if you want to cycle between any animations between these vehicles, the truck and the Jeep, we could. Okay, but I just wanted to show, now we have in this case I will not change animations between these two vehicles. Okay, I just selecting these two because they are my favorite, and it's easier to show you later on some animations that I want to show you. But one now I would say you can have two ways to follow, two paths to follow here. One of them is to choose one of your favorite, for instance in this case I wanted to convert my vehicle into to have ambulance seats, okay, patients and maybe even doctor seats. Okay, so in this case when I was still learning how to do that, I first duplicate an ambulance, a vanilla one, whether it's the Humvee or the Russian ambulance. Okay, and I will do here to show you what I'm talking about. In this case, let's select the Humvee. Let's see, M997. It should be around here. Oh, excuse me, I have to duplicate it first. It's better, of course. So M997. There we go. The ambulance. Okay, let's override it. No, I don't want the Merc version, damn it. There we go. Override it. Okay, now let's see whether we can pass it straight into a word. I think we can. Yes, we can. Okay, just drag and drop and it's called here. Okay, you see, same thing, I return here, it's already entity, so let's just save. In this case, now let's do the same procedure, duplicate the animations so I can copy the examples from it as I want. In this case, sometimes again, if you haven't dealt with slot yet, you should know that you see prior that I can hide in this case as well. Let's go for the slots just to show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes, let me see if we have cargo here. Don't think seats here. Maybe it's this. No, this is not. Sometimes you have like in this, oh there you go, you see the Humvee chassis is one thing and the ambulance is an external stuff. Okay, so sometimes the animations that you need might be within this slot here, this component here. In this case they are not, they are within the Humvee component. Okay, sometimes you might, if you open the vehicle animations and you don't find what you want, you might need to check this prefab here. So you will know, in this case, let's say the animations is not within the Humvee but with the Medibox, okay? So we could do something like this, okay? Pull here, then you go for the animation, but in this case it might be locked. No, it's not. So in this case we will have to try and open these ones, okay? Not in this case. This case it is within the Jeep. Just keep in mind that sometimes you might need to search for another way. Okay, in this case we have this ambulance here. It's locked because it is, of course, and I still not I haven't taken or duplicated one. Oh no, okay. You see, this is the vanilla animation is locked, so I'm going to show you here. Now right click, copy results. Let's go back to one of our animations. I will deal first with the Jeep, so it is better, it's easier to show you. Now I will replace this truck, and for this Jeep animation here, there we go, same stuff. You see, we are in the Jeep, the vanilla one, everything is locked, so let's duplicate. Let's do the same stuff here, very easy, very quick, so the video doesn't get much longer. It's already be a long video, but regardless. Workspace. V ambulance custom. Okay. Let's change these guys here, so we know you're going. In this case, we will not exactly use this. It's just so I can take the right reference. Okay, and there you go. Now, if you see, in this case, they have some different stuff that we don't have in the vehicles. For instance, this passenger here. Here we are in the Humvee. If I double click, you see, it's the lay down animation. It's the group passenger, and it's just a regular idle R passenger. So why, if you go, let's go back to our Jeep, for instance. Where are you? The Jeep is here. If I go in the same idle R passenger here and double click, you see another animation. Even if this stuff here is basically the same, within the vehicle prefab files, it's showing that this vehicle for this passenger and these configurations that I show in a minute here, C-type 3 here, will take you to this position. Now, if we go to Humvee, the C-type 3, the same type of seat, okay, the same code, the same guy, is another different animation. Why? Within these vehicle files, the animation, the config are telling the game. Now, if the player go into this bench here, and in the config files in the editor, the seat position types 3, you should play these animations that I show here. Okay, so why did I tell you have two paths you can choose from on, or even both of them? In this case, just to show you this reference, why I did duplicate this, I override the Jeep, is because my first chosen animation for a laid down passenger was from this vehicle. Okay, so now it's really easy. What we can do here, I am again back to the Jeep. You see, if I click here, it's telling me it's dealing with the column named passenger R. What is this about? You see, these are columns here in the horizontal line, and these in vertical are rows. Okay, so if I want to see what is messing here, I click in this passenger, sometimes here, oh no, this one. Okay, here in C, check for the column passenger. Okay, passenger R, right? Okay, so passenger R here. Now we have to search. You will get it very quickly as long as you go practicing. I know that in this case the game calls the idle position. So let's go here. You see, where is idle? There we go, idle. If I double click here, passenger R in the idle, it will show the animation is used. It doesn't change because I have already clicked. Okay, now if I go, for instance, the driver idle position and double click, you see is another because it's not the same position, and there you go for each position. So again, if I go here and click in the co-driver, for instance, you see calling co-driver, so the passenger, okay, the gunner. In this case we don't have a gunner, but you get the idea. So now that I like this animation here for a lay down patience. I used to like it. Okay, now what did I do? So passenger R, idle position, or you don't need to go here. Okay, once you get the hang of the stuff, you can search for any animations the vehicle is using right from here. For instance, uh, the unconscious idle driver, double click is that's it. Okay, you can pause, you can play, whatever. Now the passenger unconscious, you see it's already another animation. In this case I want to change this, so I want the passenger. Instead of searching for it, I can just right click, show in file browser. Okay, oh, now that it shows for this animation, it is using this one. Okay, now you can go back to the truck and either search for this folder 3 here, or again just right click, copy resource. Okay, now we go back to our truck animation, excuse me, our Jeep animation stuff. Let me see. And now comes the interesting part. Again, you see we are dealing back again to the vehicle files. So if go here in the same right passenger, you see column, the same column passenger are in the idle position, or idle position passenger. If you double click, is doing that. Okay, now then we can, you see here it shows the path of this specific animation. I can click in these two dots here, right click here, paste, there you go. It took me straight to the ambulance animation, and I give it okay. Okay, so now in theory for the passenger R, there we go, which is configured to use the seat type 3. When the player get in this, the idle position is laid down. Let's check it in the game. We're going back to our editor here. Okay, now if we just come here, even if we're talking about the prefab or the instance or the entity, if we just go test here, let's see, sometimes we got a crash. If I go to the passenger R here, okay, that we change it now, and board, nothing has changed. Why? We still haven't directed the prefab to the correct point of animations. So what we're going to do now, let's make sure we select the Jeep. Again, you see it's going back to instance. I don't want to change this only for this. I want all my Jeeps take the new animations. So now then, instead of using these regular ones, what we are going to do, we're going to search to our new folder here in our mod folder, prefabs, vehicles, wheeled, okay, workspace. Remember, we created this new folder for better organizations. And now here, each one of these 4 slots here, the one is duplicated. Okay, we will replace for our new ones. Even if we have changed this, only this .aw in the animation editor, what is actually this editor? Is, excuse me, is just some kind of index, is a showcase that is reuniting all those different animation files here. Okay, another interesting thing that I forgot to mention, you see, when you change, in this case, in this kind of animations, we're not dealing with the vehicle but with the animations for the players. So always make sure you come here, you see custom player and underline player and underline vehicle. If you double click here and you return here in this open tab, you see different sets of animations, because now we are dealing with animations for the vehicle. In our case, go to workspace, I think that the original will always open on the player ones, but keep in mind, just check, okay, for good measure. So now we are dealing with the ones we want, okay. So here we see we saved our new custom animations, but we haven't set yet the index here. So what we're going to do, there we go, you see, M151 Jeep custom. Now each one of these vanilla ones, sorry, we will drag and drop our new custom ones into here. So the .agr, there we go, the underline vehicle, there we go, the .agr again, and the underline player. Okay, let's save it. I usually have a lot of crashes when I first try these changes, but never mind. Oh, here we go. In this case, as we have messed with the prefab, if you go into entity again, it's already here, okay, because we change it directly in the prefab. Okay, so let's test it. In theory, now when I board here, it should no longer be seated but laid down. Let's see, there we go. Oh, didn't work. Why didn't work? Let's see it. Because it's probably not the correct seat. Okay, let's see here. We have custom vehicle, custom vehicle. Let's check here. It's correct. Let's go back here. I think I might have chose the wrong one. Oh yeah, excuse me, right by. I'm sorry guys, I did the right thing, but I point you in the wrong direction. In this case for the Jeep, I forgot to, this is the co-driver, okay? The right seat is for the bench and the left seat is for the left bench. In this case, it won't even show the animation because I disabled the benches, okay? Apologies. So let's change a little bit here. Let's bring back the benches. Oh, and that's going to be great to show another stuff. You see, in this case, even if the benches are an external entity, are an external prefab, as we show here, let's enable them again. Let's see. Okay, now the benches should come back. Okay, you see, that's what I was talking prior. Even if you are dealing with the animations within the Jeep, they will act upon the benches because the benches are configured to react to these animations as well. Okay, so now again, now when we are going to click to enter as a passenger in the right seat, you see in the left nothing will change. It's just a regular passenger. But when we click to switch to the right passenger, you see now we are, let's see, why are we not here? Oh, okay, this isn't working yet, okay, because I forgot here. In this case, different from the ambulance, in this case the vehicle, the benches are taking the animations for a different configuration. What am I talking here? Let's go here, let's search for each benches slots. Okay, a bench, it's using this vanilla one. Now what we need to do, we have to duplicate this one, okay, or override. Usually for my practice I lot let's just open again this word. There we go, everything. Now I like to override only the main vehicles but not their slots. So in this case I will duplicate, okay, branch, let's change the mod one. Now we can pull this mod one here, let's save it and check for its slots, its animations. You see, it's using the vanilla animations, so I need to change them as well. What can I do? I can come back here in the Jeep, regardless here, let's take the prefab, let's search for them, and now let's select back our bench and let's drag and drop them here. So I will use the custom one here as well. Let's see the vehicle, here we go again, and now finally the player one. And again, oh, I did a mistake here. You see, I am changing only the entity. I should be changing the prefab. Now let's do the right thing. Oh, let me show you here. Okay, I changed the entity. Okay, so now when I sit to this Jeep, you will be no difference at all, but when I sit in this bench it will do. Okay, let's go back. Now you can see again. Let's go board the right passenger here. You see, no difference. Okay, because I didn't change the prefab. Now I have changed this instance, this entity here. So when I board as a passenger, right, there we go, it got laid down. Okay, so now let's adjust a little bit just to show you some real nice stuff you can do here in the same editor. Okay, now I see that somehow it works. We have to make adjustments. So instead of just keeping here this entity, let's change our prefab here and do the same stuff here. Prefab, okay, here we go, there we go, and there we go, and let's save. Now if you maybe have watched my other videos, I will talk a little better regarding compartments, seats, slot, and that stuff. In this case, what we're going to do, let's go to the compartment, which is the name the game does for the seats. You see, we have left passenger here and right passenger. Remember that we show you a little bit, a little quick. Let's go here, this seat type here. Okay, now let's say I change this for the right passenger. For instance, instead of 3, I want to change this for, let's say, 11. Okay, nice. Let's see, I can save it. Alright, excuse me, I click here 11 and let's save it. Now if I go back to my editor here and I try to board it again, it won't no longer be the same animation. Why? Let's see, it should not, at least. You see, because it's no longer the seat type 3. I can, in this case, I could do both things. I could do, let's see here, I could change here, instead of 3, you see, seat type for the passenger on the right. Now if we change here to 11 as well, okay, if guys, every time you change this arrow to return doesn't show, is because the game didn't accept the number. Okay, let's say, let's put here, you see, it doesn't accept. So 11 here, and now let's test this right bench again. It should get laid down again. You see? Okay, so this is the reference here in the compartments section. For every single one of the seats you create or you have here, this is the index that shows which type of, which animation column the game should play. So I'll just return for 3 because it's the original that's working. I will mess with it more in later on, you're gonna see. And let's return here and change the idle passenger R for, where are you? There we go. Instead, oh, excuse me, I got the wrong file. There we go, for the Jeep, and let's return to 3. Okay, now just before we go to the truck and show you other nice stuff here as well, let's just mess a little bit with this guy here. So we see he's laying down from the back to the front and his head is here. I don't want it, so let's change here. Again, we are back here in the prefab, okay, for this bench. So all the benches like this will follow these configurations from now on. Let's see the passenger here. I want it to turn. If the head is here, I want the head to that position or to this, no matter. Okay, but first thing, let's pull him a little bit to the middle here. Okay, now let's just click here and let's rotate it. Instead of take the head here, I want the head here, so 9° negative in the counterclock position. Okay, now it should be okay. But you see here we have the passenger left, will be under the right passenger, so let's disable the boarding for this passenger here. we could, I don't know whether, yeah, sometimes we cannot delete it. So in this case, let's hide the actions to take this sitting position here. So in this case, let's delete here. Let me see whether I can clear this array. No. So I will hide the actions. Let's put a dot here. Again, I talk a little bit this in my other video. Sometimes if you cannot delete the actions or the stuff, you can somehow try to hide it. In this case, visibility range, let's bet a little 0.001, so very hard to see. And let's delete the icon name, so now the game should not show the option to board. And let's do the same to the get out with no need, and to switch seat action. Let's try to clear all of this. Let's just put a dot here, so nothing should now show to the players to switch the seat as well. Okay, let's save it and let's test our bench, and we go now test straight into the Jeep. Okay, because oh no, okay, now here you see the bench is working, okay, even the entity or the prefab, but the Jeep will not work. Why? We need to come here in the slots compartment for the Jeep, okay, and you see it's still using the vanilla bench, so we have to tell the Jeep to use our new bench, our modern one. So we can either go here and search for it, okay, or this is another big advantage to create this test word and have all your dealing entities spawned here. We can click here in the bench, okay, right click, let's see, where are you? I think we can show here. No, maybe not. Oh, excuse me, we go here to the Jeep, select the prefab, let this door open, and we should just drag and drop here. I think we can. No, I think, damn it. So let's see if I can copy name. Oh, there is a quick option here. Let's see if I could maybe search. Oh, that's a pity, but okay, let's drag it. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry guys, again, click in here in the prefab, locate here in the browser, okay, now we click the Jeep, go to prefab, and just drag and drop here our modded one into here. Visually nothing changed, but now it's using our modded one with our new configurations. Now I should not see an option to board or to switch to the left side here. This is the right, you see, but the left one is not available because we hide it. Okay, so now when we board here, we should get a lay down with the head pointing to the right position of the Jeep, and the feet are going to be here and in the middle. Okay, let's see, there you go. You see, now we got our new animation here. Okay, it got ugly, and we show it in a little bit. Another thing, as we are talking regarding medical stuff, keep in mind that, let me just open again this. Okay, now keep in mind that only change this animation is just the visual animation. Okay, let's go back here to our Jeep, here in the prefab slot manager. Okay, we have deal with it. Let's go back to the compartment again with, excuse me, which is the slot that the component that deal with the seats. If you click here, where are you? Oh, excuse me, we have to deal with the bench one. Oh, prior to do the bench one, okay, let me show you some real, no, let's go back here, then I will show you some really nice stuff again. Okay, the left passenger is disabled, well, is hidden, better saying. Now then, you see cargo compartment slot. So if I want that this passenger work as a patient one, as a medical one, instead of this, I have to right click here, change its class, okay, change class and use, here you go, you have a doctor or a patient. So let's in a moment I will convert the code driver into a doctor compartment. In this case is a patient one, so let's select patient one and okay, now it will have inbuilt all those characteristics that it can be healed. It will now act exactly as an ambulance patient slot. Okay, even if I didn't change the animations and they remain seated, if I change the class into patient compartment slot, it will act as an ambulance patient slot. Okay, that's a real jump here. If that is your intention, you can change this. What I'm going to do now, I will already convert this code driver here into a doctor compartment. Okay, so again, you see I click the entity, excuse me. Now I go here, prefab. You see this only got two passengers, a pilot and a co-driver. Why? Because the bench ones come from this. So in this case we are here in the Jeep, the passenger right one, which is the co-driver. They don't need to be the same names here, okay guys? In the case passenger right, in the case here in the animations it is the co-driver. Okay, that's why I was made in that confusion earlier. So there you go. This passenger here, the co-driver, I no longer want a regular passenger. I wanted to have the doctor characteristics. So again, I come here, right click in this title, change class and doctor compartment slot. Okay, let's save it. Now sometimes you have to, I will recommend every time you change these classes here, open your Word again, okay, select again your entity or your prefab and check and come back here and see the position, the passenger position, because sometimes when you change classes they might misplace, they might change the places, I don't know, it happens often for me. Maybe something I'm doing wrong, but I don't care. Okay, just change it for good measure. So here you see it is in the position we want. But prior to test it, we are going to change this animation as well, and I'm going to show you another a real nice file to search for a bunch of animations. But what am I going to do here? Remember, the passenger here is sitting looking at front. Okay, so I will turn here 9 degrees to the counter clock and more, let's say more 45 degrees. Okay, now it should be looking here, okay, to the left here side of the vehicle. And prior to test it, let's go back to our Jeep animations, and here come the knife stuff. As we are no longer needing this ambulance now, I will show the real nice file to search here for animations. We go to Arma Reforger, Animations, Workspace, Player, and this file here. You see? And I am going to open it, will show here, I guess. Otherwise, again, Arma Reforger, the vanilla one, Animations, Workspace, Player, and click the player man.aw. Let's see if it doesn't crash. Alright, you see workspace, there's so many things, but here, player man, look, a lot of animations you can choose from. A lot, real lot. Okay, as I want to change that lay down animation, I already know I should search here for injury. There we go. See, I will just double click here, and here in the right screen it will show us the animation executing. For instance, arm injured left. Double click here, you see the left arm is injured. Even again, it is just visual. You can even put your driver doing this animation, it will work regardless. Okay, sometimes you got a crash, but in this case, as the passenger is, remember, in our Jeep, this medical passenger is going to be with the head here, So I will want they have to looking to the front, so it will be the right arm injury or something like that. Let's go back here and see arm injury head. It could be this as well, arm injury right. Okay, let's see. Oh no, yeah, okay, so it's probably to the right. So let's see the left arm leg injury left. Let us see. Okay, I use this one. Now then, what can I do? Just double click here. You see I cannot change nothing here because are the vanillas locked ones. So but it doesn't matter. Here I wanna the direction of this animation, the path. So right click here, showing file browser. You see you can either memorize this path here or right click, copy resource. Now we go back to our Jeep animation here. There we go. And for the idle passenger right, remember which is the one the bench is using. Instead of using this one, I wanted to change it. Here I want not right click, I will click in these dots here. Now right click, paste. There we go. You see again, if you click here, you see it is our model vehicle path. Excuse me, it is using the ambulance regulars one. So I right click, paste the name I copy Arilo. It takes me straight to the animation I want. Okay, that's one. Here is pause. I just don't click because sometimes I get a crash when I click from another stuff, I don't know. Now I saved here. Let's double check. The benches are using that custom animations. Okay, let's check here. You see the custom. So now regardless whether I board the bench or the Jeep, in the bench the player should play that new injure animation. Let's go see the bench. Let's click here. Please don't crash. Okay, you see, but the position is wrong because I forgot to check excuse me, when I changed the classes for the cargo, I forgot to check, it changed the position as well. That sucks. It happens. Maybe you test again and you will go back to the earlier. So let's see here in the prefab compartments. Okay, the right position passenger is a patient. Let's check its position. Damn it, it should not be there. But again, it is what it is, right? Oh, because probably it changed here the pivot. Okay, okay. Regardless, now let's put it a little back here. Okay, no, I don't want. I wanted to change it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So let's see how it goes now. Okay, the position is not ideal, but you see it's playing the new animation we choose now. But I want it with the head to the other side, so let's change a little bit. Let's click our bench, make sure it is the prefab. I want to the other position, so 90, and it's a little bit up. I want it a little bit down. Okay, now let's go test straight into the Jeep. You see, let's board as a passenger, and there you go. You see, playing the right animation in the right point. I can, but again, it's just visual. I can't switch between the passengers and it go right to the animation. You see the new position here. Okay, as a doctor now, of course it gets ridiculous because it's not the right seat, but okay, that is working. Now let's find a new position, a new animation for this doctor here. So we are going back to our player here. Let me see. No, this is the Jeep, the player. And let's search for some animations that might be, even if it's a little bit ridiculous, just to show you how it works. Gesture, you see there's so many things. I have searched for one cooled one yesterday, but now I forgot which one it was. But you have so many things here. let's see if no, that one doesn't fit. Oh, okay, let's see. For instance, I think we might have a better in the poses here. Let's just see what we got here. Medic. Okay, let's see this medic. What's it? Okay, it doesn't get too much, but oh, okay, these are not. Let's go back to our main here. Okay, I will be back in a second, so you to skip this boring part, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I have found this one that might be really funny because it looks like the player is doing some like a monkey dance or whatever. So this in the same file that player main, here we got heavy R for damage in crouch position. Okay, so see, it might be funny to have a doctor doing that just for a ridiculous showcase. So same stuff, right click, okay, show in file browser, and copy the name, copy resource. Okay, now we go to our Jeep here, which is this one, and the doctor one, the co-driver in the case, which seat type 1. Okay, so let's okay, let's go here, click in the points, right click, paste, use the new animation. Okay, let's save and let's go testing. There we go, the bench is already using those animations because we have already configured them. Let's test right into the Jeep. When we board this, it should execute the new animation. Let's see how it goes. No, it doesn't do it. Let's see why. Okay guys, why I didn't play the right animation? Because I am just a moron, okay, and I have changed the wrong spot. You see, I click here in the co-driver to show you the configurations, but here I click in the passenger. So let's return here, let's return our passenger for the left leg, and here, now it's correct, the co-driver idle animation. Go here, right click, paste, there we go. That should play the right animation for the co-driver now. Okay, I think it's going to save now. Now let's see, now it should work. There we go, let's test it. Let's board our new doctor. Should play now a ridiculous animation. If the game does, oh yeah, there you go. You see our monkey doctor here. He plays some stuff animations, okay, doing the monkey dance or chicken dance. I don't know how we say that. Okay, that's some real nice attendant. And for good measure, let's just check whether I have select the compartment. You see, doctor compartment. Okay, now then, I think here we can do the same if we want for the truck. For instance, let's select the truck here. Let's just the prefab. We are in the compartments. Let me see. Oh, okay. You see, with all those seats available, why does it only have here the pilot and the and two passengers? Because here we are dealing just with the chassis. If you wanna change a passenger lay down here, for instance, we have to do what we are going to do right now. We are going for the cargo slot or something like that. Okay, there we go, the cargo. Let's search for this prefab. Let's duplicate it. Okay, cargo mod. Now then, let's throw this stuff here just to be easier for us to search in the later. Let's save. Now you see, if we go to animations here, it is probably using the same animations for the truck. Oh yeah, there we go. Remember, we have already duplicated these ones. So, and if we go here to the compartments, there should be a lot of passengers. There we go. You see, passenger 2, blah blah blah. Every single passenger's got a slot here. So let's see this 7 one, if it's the one we want to change. Just to show you real quickly, let me see what I can do real quickly. Passenger position. Okay, is the last one. Now then, is the passenger 7. Instead of doing the same position, I want it to be change class, a patient. Okay, let's save, let's open again, so to make sure it will show us the right position. Did I change the entity or did I change? Yeah, I forgot to change to the prefab. Patient. Okay, let's open just to make sure here. Okay, in the cargo, in the prefab. Okay, it's a patient. Let's check its position. I don't want it to sit here. I will need to change it a little bit for, let's put 90 degrees. Okay, just now we will lay down. Let's put a little bit here just to see better when it's on there. Okay, and now let's search for the animations for this guy. So we are no longer using our Jeep. Let's search for the truck now. There we go, workspace. Okay, custom. Now let's search for the, oh, I think it's going to use, yeah, it's going to use for every single one in that seat. You see, it doesn't create one for each seat. It creates one for the left and one for the right ones. So this will be in another video. I show you how you can change and import, how to add new slots here for the one you want. Because what I am talking here, for instance, let's change. Oh, okay, nice. You see, I don't know how to deal with this yet. Uh, Many of you guys might take a look here and already see, oh, I know how to change. I still haven't messed it, but this, what is telling to the game, that if the seat type is 3 and the seat positions are 6 or 9 in range, or maybe it should be from 6 to 9. Let's see from the left ones. Oh, okay, so maybe seat position 2 we could create. I will do this in another video. I will mess a little bit, but to show you guys, we can do this here. So let's change the idle for the right passenger here. Okay, and let's, instead of copying, let's go straight to the font here. Let's do enemies here, player. Oh, not this, enemies. Okay, let's copy the one from the one I have open. So let's see, I want the passenger be, what is this? Let's say a prawn one. Okay, let's copy this one. Okay, show in file browser, copy resource. Let's go back here. For the left ones, I will do this, right click, paste. Now everybody that boards in the right position should do this funny stuff here. You should pause, you don't need any hurry. Okay, let's try our vehicle. Now then, remember, we have to tell the game that the animations are the custom ones. So you go here and search first. Let's search for our Jeep, which is closed here. Okay, now let's click our canvas. Let's go to prefab. Instead here is already closed. Workspace, there we go. Settle again. Let's drag and drop here. Okay, again, and okay again. Now let's test it. When I board this, regardless the canvas or the truck in the right position, it should play that funny animation, unless I have done something wrong. Let's see, getting as passenger. Okay, here we are in the left, no change at all. But when I change to the right, it should do Why it doesn't? No, it doesn't. Let me see here. Interesting. Most likely something that I forgot to change, okay? But again, I will do it better in the next video. I think this one does help you to change some animations if you want, and also some configurations, okay? Have fun. See you next time.